Hello my friends, welcome back to my channel. This is Furtado, the Rebel Turner. Today, it's going to be another vase. It's going to be a traditional vase, not a natural edge. We're going to go with this through this really quick, and hopefully I can give you some good tips that you can use for end grain hollowing. All with my Harbor Freight roughing gouge. Speed probably around 500-600 RPM. I will see how it's doing. And all I want to do is take out that first nub that's in my way so I can get my tool rest closer to the piece. And yes, and the rest of this bark will come flying off. Whenever you got loose stuff, make sure you take proper precautions. That I got a rough cylinder. It's still not perfected, but I'm pretty close to being exactly where I'm going to be. Have to think about what design, what shape, what do I want this to portray. And what I'm thinking of is making this the bottom. I don't know how deep this is going to go. That knot, actually, it's not going to go deep at all. It's going to be lost either way. Whether if I did this the bottom or the top, it doesn't matter. I'm going to make a straight taper, straight down on the top, and a little neck on the top. There's a lot of decay on this piece where small bugs have gotten to it and created a lot of sawdust patterns on this. This wood might not be the best choice for what I want to show over here. And not so much because of these, but because of the way the cuts are showing up for me. Well, I'm back, and I really haven't done any much to the this vase since yesterday, other than going there, and I picked out all the soft, very fine sawdust that was inside of all these crevices, and blew it out with the air hose. At this point, I'm going to do just a little bit of sanding, not finalizing, because I got all these crevices that I think some of them will show through the inside. I'm hoping that they do, and not just deformations. I know this one will for a fact, so I'm hoping that others will as well, and there might be soft spots in there, so I'm hoping that that's what I get to do. This one over here on the neck, I am not so sure about this one, but I think that I want to alter that a little bit and bring this neck to be a little bit smaller, so I don't end up with a break right on the neck point. That's what I'm looking at doing right now. So, continue with what I'm doing. Okay, now I don't mind that. That just has a little bit of the flow, but not broken up on the neck. So I kind of like that. I'm gonna leave that the way it is. At this point, I'm ready to set it up on the spur, on my chuck. A good firm grip on your chuck, especially when you're turning deep, hollow vessels. And of course, if you have a steady rest, that also goes a long ways on assuring that you're not going to get a catch and the piece is not going to be flying off on you. This is always going to be a little bit noisy because of the voids that I got in the wood. I tried seeing if I could silence it down, but that's not going to happen. Riding hard, going there with my gouge and start bringing it from inside out with the flute on a closed position. That looks pretty good, and I think I want to darken up this top edge on this because the wood is pretty plain. So torch, and all the way from the rim up to here. There we go. Now a little bit of steel wool on that and get rid of the scorch marks, and that should look good. That's better. So by doing that, putting the scorch marks on here, darkening up the mouth on this vase, I think it makes up for what it lacked in color and interest, other than just a vase with wormholes. This put a little bit of a flair to it, I think. Tell me what you think. You might not agree with everything I do, but I think it's an effective look. Be back later. Well, it's time to reverse it and finish up the base on this. Very light, very thin, about little under 1/4 inch in thickness, all the way from up here all the way down to the bottom. It's time to go in there and see what I'm gonna do, how I'm gonna mount it. I always find a way. Now I can squeeze it in my chuck with it bottomed out, and that's what I'm gonna do for this particular one. But rather than get some teeth marks from the jaws, I will fold up the paper towel, put the paper towel in there, and close it up that way. Probably use my I'll use my gouge for a little bit, my small gouge, and then turn to my skew at the bottom. Well, here it is, a wormy vase. Don't know the wood, but I'm not even going to try to guess on this wood. But the touched top looks pretty good, toned down a little bit, very lightly. Just feathered into the non-colored bowl vase, that is. The inside looks really good as far as cuts and thickness. Let me see if I can show you that. That's better. Here it is. another vase, wormy vase that is, on this case, with the touch top. I think a lot of times I say things that actually make sense, or that might be worthwhile somebody listening to, that wants to learn or wants to know what brings me to a specific direction, which I offer a lot of times, and not just I'm using a bowl gouge, or I'm using a a spindle gouge, or I'm using a skew, and or just showing you. I try to say what it is that I'm looking for in many cases. In many cases I fail to do that as well. Sometimes I come in here and my talking mood is not as great as it is on other days. Other days I come in here, you can't shut me up. That's the way it goes. Well, thanks for watching. We'll see you very soon. Hopefully. Hopefully you like it and your friends will like it as well. Take care. See you again.